It's that time of year again where festivity, gifts, and joy bring us all together to celebrate the new year. And what better way to do so than by locking myself in my room and plunging myself into freezing desolation of God of War Ragnarök is the culmination of an almost 10-year journey that started back in 2014 when the first God of War 2018 game began its development. Just like its predecessor, Ragnarök takes you through Santa Monica Studios' realization of the tales of Norse mythology. The relationship between Kratos and his son Atreus has drastically changed, and they actually look like a functioning family, instead of... But there's always room for improvement. And it seems that the Santa Monica team took that in more ways than just for the characters. Crunchy combat, wonderful voice acting, and a superb soundtrack all serve to enliven a heartstring-pulling plot set across a beautiful realization of the Nine Realms. Santa Monica Studio have really hit it home here, and in a game called God of War Ragnarök, it's only fitting that the combat gets the spotlight first. Just a couple minutes in and the game will legitimize its title. The franchise has always been a spectacular show of carnage, with each battle centered on how you navigate the enemy's moves in search of a rhythm of battle that feels oh so good. Kratos, a specimen of pure muscle and presence, feels incredible to play on the battlefield as you separate heads from spines. Your moveset expands as you garner XP in battles, so the things you can pull off range from satisfyingly simplistic axe swing combos to doing something like this. The combat is that great balance between effectiveness but also flashiness and letting you get a little creative. Not to mention the blood-pumping soundtrack that eggs you on each fight. It's like a halftime buff. The first match didn't go so well, you're low on health, you feel like a soggy pancake. But then, out of nowhere, the soundtrack says this. All of a sudden, you feel like a beefy chicken and waffles from that one place in Portland, Oregon that was really good at tasting and having something with other names. As demanding of your attention it can be, the music will rarely overtake the spotlight. Instead, like what a good soundtrack should do, it'll help reinforce what's in the spotlight, whether that be the heat of the fight, the beauty of the environment, or the emotions of the story. The soundtrack will always serve to make your experience in the game 100 times more impactful. Like in this cutscene. Dang, Brock's really dead. Wow, that sucks. He was such a good blacksmith. It's not only the soundtrack though. Throughout the game, characters will be developed just through the words they speak. Not only in cutscenes, but when you're actually doing things and exploring the world too. This in-between dialogue makes going from place to place so much more meaningful by inserting actually interesting conversations that more than not develop the characters' personalities. Plus, some of the lines said are just the purest of gems, like this one.
No. Death can have me when it earns me.
But in any case, the dialogue in the cutscenes is where the cast of voice acting pros get to shine. And boy, they do just that. You can sense the voice actors immersing themselves in their roles, really putting their best foot forward. I mean, look at the dedication of these people. Like true acting masters, they reference their own lives and experiences to make their performance that much more dramatic. Let's just take a moment to applaud these people for the things they do. And it's not just the actors, it's the script too. Every word said has a sophistication to it. Almost nothing is said without having some kind of double meaning. For example, oftentimes the writers will do this thing where they reference previous dialogue in the series, not only as this nice nod, but also a way to heighten the emotional nuance of what is said. And sometimes writers won't write anything at all, and instead will let the scene speak for itself. The very first cutscene sees Kratos wearing a worrisome, maybe even hopeless expression, but nothing is said. Can you imagine the same scene, but if Kratos said, "Faye, I need your guidance. Please tell me what I must do." Sure, you get the message, but not the emotions you would have if there weren't any words. This is why the dialogue in this game is so impressive and awesome to me, because it knows when to speak and when to just stop. But with everything I've mentioned up until now, there's still one thing more to talk about. the story. So, in the plot, Kratos, Atreus, and the people around them are all trying to stop or prepare for the end of all things, Ragnarok. Except the thing is, everyone's decisions, actions, and deaths, including Kratos's, have already been foretold in a prophecy which so far has been 100% accurate. In an effort to prove this prophecy wrong, not only do Kratos and Atreus end up reverting back to their selfish past selves, but they also just end up following the prophecy's predictions. As secrets are kept, trust is betrayed, and bonds get broken, Kratos and Atreus grow more and more distant, undoing what they have worked so hard to achieve as a family. But somehow, they prove the prophecy wrong. They prove that they are able to change, that the events of the first game wasn't just a fluke. Atreus becomes someone worthy of trust and his own compassion, and Kratos becomes less cynical, opening up not just his mind, but his heart to others, and especially to his son. In the end, Atreus and Kratos realize that, paradoxically, following the prophecy is the only way to fight it, because in reality, you're not really following the prophecy. You're acting upon your own decisions because it's what you think is right, not because it was pre-written in some prophecy. It's in this revelation that this game delivers a powerful message about this notion of fate and the control we have over our own lives. Even though we may blame fate for chaining us to the paths we walk, we forget that we hold the gift, the beautiful gift to change. We can rewrite our stories, who we are. We can break the terrible cycles we were born in. We can be better. It's the reason why we live. This striking message allows us to come to terms with what we perceive ourselves to be in search of what we hope to be. Just like Kratos and Atreus demonstrate, the power to overcome this illusion of fate and to change is the common thread that binds us all. And if the violent, impulsive ghost of Sparta can transform into a loving father worthy of admiration and even worship as a god, then you can change into anything too. God of War Ragnarok is a special type of game, where every moment feeds into the next and every piece falls into place. The end result is an amazing masterpiece born of the passions and creativity of this awesome studio. Thank you for watching, and whenever you're watching this, hope you're having the best of days, and happy early New Year.
Good days.